Battery storage is becoming essential as we shift to renewable energy. It keeps the lights on when the wind doesn't blow or the sun doesn't shine. But making those batteries profitable is a whole different challenge. Inspired has built an AI platform that trades energy automatically so big battery assets earn more without wearing out too fast. Juergen, for people who don't live in the energy markets every day, if I own a big battery, say the size of a shipping container, how does that actually make me money?
There is several ways of making money. So the most common one is shifting energy over time. So if there is a lot of sun during the day, you may want to use it during the nights. But on top, we're also providing stability services to grid operators like frequency control. So instead of just moving energy over time, we also help stabilizing the grid.
Your software is making thousands of trading decisions a day. What happens when it runs into a market situation it hasn't seen before? How does it get smarter?
It's a very smart question. So we have, there is several aspects to it. We have like a lot of machine learning AI models, right? So we use the data regularly to retrain the model. So we run like 8 to 10,000 optimization runs per day. That's a lot per container, right? So it's close to real-time trading. And in that sense, the optimization runs in a safe space, right? We define the guards and can learn from situations that have never happened before.
You've integrated live monitoring so your platform understands how each battery ages. How does that change the trading behavior in practice?
I have to say that really every single battery is different, right? Even if you get the same supplier, the same size of the battery, it may have been used different in the past, right? So this battery optimization really has to be specific for this one container or for the 60 containers. And whenever we take a decision, we factor in how does that impact life expectation of that single specific battery.
Where do competitors usually stumble when trying to do what you do?
They typically stumble with complexity. The range of optimization decisions every single day is like 10 to the power of 100, right? So for non-mathematicians, it's a 1 with 100 zeros. That's more than stars in the universe. And for that, we have built our own in-house solver that can run on GPUs. We have patents pending for it globally. So we love complexity, and what we experienced over the last years, batteries are a very new and nascent topic, right? Complexity increases basically from month to month, right? With more data, changing regulation, etc. So I would say complexity is our friend, and that's why we have everything in-house.
You're expanding fast, but working through local partners instead of opening up your own offices. What's the advantage of that model?
I would not even call it advantage. I would call it necessity in our case. So after more than 20 years in the energy space, we know that a lot of things are changed by regulation, right? A lot of things are gray areas that are not clearly defined. Just imagine batteries is newer. Regulation has been written for thermal power plants, for renewables, etc. So you have to have good connections, and we actually eliminate that risk, right? We have a local partner, they know the grid operators, they know regulation.
You even publish audited revenue data, which is really unusual in this space. Why go to that extra effort?
Because the market is very nascent, and when we founded the company, we thought about what can we do fundamentally different compared to incumbents, and that's transparency. So we help new battery owners, right? Because it takes like 2-3 years until really a physical battery is standing there. We help them along the journey, and one part is giving them a credible source of what revenues can be earned with it, right? Because you can imagine if you want to build a battery, I will try to overpromise with high numbers, so to say, I want to work with Juergen, right? And we have a third-party auditor, right? And we publish the numbers so we avoid overpromising with that.
Now you're targeting 50 gigawatts of flexible energy by 2035. It's a huge number. What needs to go right for you to get there?
We have two streams. One is what we're doing at the moment with battery storage, right? So we can achieve a large number with global expansion. So that's a must, right? We have to be global. We're in more than 10 countries in Europe, plus Japan at the moment. So Australia, US, etc. have to follow. And we have set this North Star at a level where batteries alone are not enough, right? So there is other sources who can help push the energy transition, like pump storages, like thermal storages, like electrolyzers. So in the future, we also, after successful rollout of our battery optimization, we have to enter new use cases to achieve that number. So it's ambitious, but we think there is still enough time until 2035.